Hello, this is a driving while intoxication presentation for the 10th grade at MacArthur High School. I'm Officer Robin Howman, and this is Officer Charles Taylor. We will be presenting the driving while intoxicated program. We are going to talk about the punishments so that you understand the level at which you can get in a day if you were to ever be arrested for DWI. Felonies, these are the different categories for felonies. A capital felony, because this is a death sentence state, obviously you would be subject to being put to death. First degree felony, it's life to 5 to 99 years, fine up to $10,000. Second degree felony, 2 to 20. Third degree felony, 2 to 10. And state jail felony can be up to 180 days. The reason why we go over these is because DWI is one of those offenses that can be enhanced. If you get arrested more than twice, it goes right into the felony category. The second DWI, hopefully if you never get arrested for it, but is a Class A misdemeanor. It's a fine not to exceed $4,000 and or 1 year or less in jail. First level DWI is a Class B misdemeanor. It's a fine not to exceed $2,000 and or 180 days in jail. We put up Class C misdemeanors here because there's a lot of other crimes associated with alcohol, one of which is minor in possession. That would be a Class C misdemeanor. You say, well, what's a Class C misdemeanor? A traffic ticket is a Class C misdemeanor. Fighting in public is a Class C misdemeanor. Theft under 50 is a Class C misdemeanor. Alcohol associated Class C's are minor in possession, minor in consumption, making alcohol available to a minor. Those are all Class C misdemeanors. The definition of driving while intoxicated is not having the normal use of mental or physical faculties by reason of the introduction of alcohol, a controlled substance, drug, dangerous drug, or a combination of two or more of these substances. That right there is telling you it's not just alcohol related. It can be the introduction of even a prescription drug, even if you were prescribed the drug. Well, you're saying, what does that mean? What I mean is you may go to the doctor and you might need a prescription drug and that impairs your driving. If it impairs your driving, then you would be under the DWI category, driving while intoxicated. The bottom baseline for alcohol consumption is 0.08, which is about equivalent to 4 drinks in an hour. Now you're saying, oh, if I drink 4 drinks every hour, I should be okay. Well, that's not true, because alcohol builds up in the system. So the baseline for alcohol is 0.08. A minor is a person under 21 years of age. You're saying minors? No, that's people under 17. Well, yes, that is a minor, 10 to 16. But what they're saying for the use of DWI, you have to be 21 to possess and or consume. DWI offenses. A person commits an offense if the person is intoxicated while operating a motor vehicle in a public place. Well, that can also be a parking lot. So if it is a public place, it doesn't necessarily mean to have to be a public roadway. We also added in here, just so that you know, flying and operating a watercraft can fall into the category of DWI. And if you're an amusement park operator, you can fall into it also. Under 21, this is very critical. If you are under 21, if you are stopped, any amount of alcohol, any amount, it doesn't have to be the 0.08, any amount, you will be charged with DWI. Under 21, first offense, 60 days driver's license suspension, up to a $500 fine, 20 to 40 hours of community service, mandatory attendance in alcohol awareness classes. That's the bottom line. DUI minor offenses. A minor commits an offense if the minor operates a motor vehicle in a public place or a watercraft while having any detectable amount of alcohol in the minor system. That's what I told you. Any detectable amount. That's a sip or that's 10 beers. If it's detectable, you're in violation of the law. These offenses here happen are in the felony degrees, and the reason why we broke down the offenses when we first started the penalty groups, so that you can see how things kind of stack upon themselves. Intoxication assault. Operating a motor vehicle in a public place while intoxicated by reason of intoxication causes serious bodily injury to another by accident or mistake. What does that mean? That means that if you run somebody over in a crosswalk, they don't die, you have committed intoxication assault if you're under the influence. By accident or mistake, it doesn't matter. Intoxication manslaughter, operating a motor vehicle in a public place while intoxicated by reason of intoxication causes the death of another by accident or mistake. Second degree felony. If you're driving, and I know you guys see this on the news a lot, where somebody runs into somebody, their DWI, and they kill that person. That's intoxication manslaughter. Statistics in Texas. In 2012, there were 1,099 people killed in motor vehicle traffic crashes where a driver was under the influence of alcohol. This is a 32.3% of the total number of people killed in motor vehicle traffic crashes. I know that now they have them on the billboards. Do you guys see those? Every time you drive down the freeway, they have the number of deaths in Texas up to date. Well, they're saying 32.3% of those accidents are DWI related. In 2012, more DUI alcohol crashes were reported in the hour between 2 a.m. and 2:59 a.m. than any other hour of the day. I'll give you a clue. The bars close at 2, and all those people are out on the roadways. Also, more of these crashes occur on Sunday than any other day of the week, because Saturday night you go out, crosses over to 1 or 2 in the morning, then they're driving home. Field tests. Officer Taylor's going to go through some field tests and some videos and some demonstrations of the field tests that are given.
With the field test, we have 3 different tests that we use to determine if the person is intoxicated or not. The first one you see up there is HGN, which it says involuntary jerking of the eyes. Everybody has nystagmus. You will have involuntary jerking of the eyes. Regardless, if you try to keep from doing it, you can't keep from doing it. When alcohol is present in the system, you have more jerking than what's normal. Walk and turn, I have all the clues here that we look at for walk and turn, and we try to determine if the person is intoxicated or not. There are 8 clues. If a person has 2 of these clues, that indicates that they're intoxicated. One leg stand, you have 4 clues here. I know it's kind of hard to see. But if you have 2 of the 4 clues, then it shows that the person that's driving is intoxicated. These are the 3 tests that we use to determine if a person is intoxicated or not, to determine if we're going to arrest them or not. I have a couple of videos here that show this, so you kind of understand where we're coming from. Give me just a second to start.
The next test we're going to do is called the one-leg stand. What I'd like you to do is put your feet together, heels and toes, your arms down at your side, and stand like that until I finish instructing the test. Do you understand? When I tell you to, what I'd like you to do is raise either foot that you want to approximately 6 inches off the ground, just like this. Once you're in this position, point your toe out, look at your foot, keep your arms down at your side, and count out loud 1001, 1002, 1003, and so on until I tell you to stop. You understand? Okay, raise either foot that you want to, approximately 6 inches off the ground, and begin.
1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010, 1011, 1012, 1013.
While she's doing this, the 4 clues that we're looking for, is she swaying at all? Is she using her arms for balance? Does she have them stuck out to the side trying to keep her balance? Is she hopping around?
Okay, stop. You can
Did
relax.
she ever put her foot down while she was doing the test? Okay.
City's a club.
I know, what is
All right, this is a demonstration of the walk and turn.
Because that's not the only thing that we use.
The next test we're going to do is called the walk and turn. You see this black line here? What I'd like you to do is put your left foot on that black line. Put your right foot directly in front of your left foot, touching heel to toe. Keep your arms down at your side, and do not start the test until I tell you. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay, when I tell you to, I'm going to have you walk 9 steps, heel to toe, down this line, turn in a prescribed manner, and walk 9 steps, heel to toe, back up the line. It's going to look something like this. And so forth up to 9. Simulating this is your 9th step. Keep your front foot on line, take several small steps till you're facing the other direction, and walk 9 steps back up the line. You understand?
Yeah.
Make sure you look at your feet, count each step out loud, keep your arms down at your side, and do not stop the test until you're finished. You
Remember the
understand?
8 clues we're looking for while you're doing the walk and turn test. Back here on the board if you need to look at them.
3, 4, 5,
You only have to show 2 of them.
7, 8, 9. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
You can relax.
Alright, now you've seen how it's supposed to be done. This next video is an actual traffic stop. The officer is administering the test to a lady that he's pulled over to try to determine if she's intoxicated or not. Remember the clues and see if you notice any of them in this video.
Jerry, stand right here for me, okay? About right there, okay? Don't start the test when I tell you to do so, okay? Just leave your hands down your side, okay?
This first test is the one-leg stand. Remember the 4 clues we're looking for. Is she swaying? Does she use her arms for balance? Does she hop around or does she put her foot down? All we need is 2 of the 4 clues to determine if she's intoxicated or not.
Okay? Okay. When I tell you to start, you'll raise one leg, use the leg you want, okay? Left or your right, it's up to you. Raise a leg? Yeah, be just like this, okay?
Are you kidding me?
This is off the ground, okay?
People that have...
No, not like this, okay? You count 1001, 1002, 1003, not yet now. 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, till you reach the 30 or until I tell you to stop, okay? If you put your foot down at any time, just pick it back up and start counting where you left off, okay? Do you understand that?
30?
Or until I tell you to stop. Do you understand that? Okay. Just make sure you keep both legs straight and your arms down your side for me, okay? You ready? Ready? Yep. You may begin.
Trying to use her arms for balance.
And out loud for me.
Keep putting her feet
Down
down.
two?
Yeah, I have to count out loud until 30.
1. Another o'clock at night. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
10, 11, 12.
We'll try it different.
30.
Let's try a different one, okay?
She went from 12 to 30. He pretty much gave up on that test. Now he's about to try the walk and turn. Remember, we only need 2 of the 8 clues to determine if she's intoxicated or not.
Alright, on the other side, count step out loud, okay? Count that first step, step number 1.
You're hardcore, man.
Okay.
First, before she starts, does anybody remember how many steps she's supposed to take?
9.
9.
She'll take 30.
What time is it?
3, 4, 4,
Using arms for balance.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What do you tell her to do when she
Come back,
get
9 steps back.
Lost the balance? I don't know what that is.
Stop rope.
Hit it, hit it, shoot.
One,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Remember, we needed 2 of the 8 clues. Look back here on the board real quick. She used the arms for balance. She definitely took the wrong number of steps. She stopped while walking. When she first did the first 10 steps, she stopped and did the crazy whatever kind of turn she did. So that's the proper turn. Remember, we only needed 2, so obviously she failed. Got one last video.
We get your step over here on the right, Shiny, yeah?
I pay attention.
I need you to help me out. We're going to make it for mine. Can you hold on to the end of that tape for me real tight? Put sit down on the ground, left hand front. All right? Yeah. Hey, you got it.
Obviously, there's no need to do a test with that guy. Sometimes we get people like that where they're too intoxicated to even do any of the tests. But if we have to do the test, those are how we administer the test. That's how we come about making an arrest or not making an arrest. Anybody got any questions or comments or anything they want to add or ask us about?
How can you tell if somebody's drunk? Like when you're like driving, like if you're just patrolling.
We start out by actually monitoring what they're doing, exceeding a single lane. What are some of the other clues? She's asking, how do we tell before we even get them stopped?
Before we get them stopped?
Yeah, the driving and
Well, you monitor the driving. If they're driving in the lane of traffic and they're going to each lane without signaling or they're just kind of all over the roadway, that's an indication that they may be intoxicated. I know when I've done some DWIs, when I work patrol, once I get the person stopped, if I walk up to them and I can smell it on their breath, or if I ask them for their driver's license and obviously they fumbling around, dropping stuff in the car, or say they just came from a bar, some of them tell you, hey, I've had 6 or 7 drinks, so you know, I'm just trying to get home. I'm not sure exactly where I'm at. Some people don't even know where they're at. You ask them what city they're in, oh, I'm in Houston. No, this ain't Houston, this is Irving. I mean, those are clues that let us know that possibly this person is intoxicated.
They don't know where they are.
you'd be surprised at how many people think they're in a different city than the one that they're actually in.
Half the time they think they're in a different city.
You know?
If they don't think they're in, if they think they're in Irving, if they say they're in Irving, and you ask them where they're going, and obviously they're heading towards the west, and they say, well, I'm going to Mosquito, I'm going to Garden. Well, you're going the wrong way. Why are you going the wrong way? You know, some people don't know which direction they're going. Some people don't know what city they live in. Some people forgot where they came from. Some people, it could be 2:30 in the morning. You say, what time is it? Oh, it's about 7:30. Okay. That's crazy.
So we build our case, it's just a little bit at a time, you know, we look at the drive and then we make contact and then we see the demeanor of the person, we build that on, we smell the alcohol. I mean, it's not just a single thing that we say, okay, this guy's DWI. It's a process, and DWI is very work intensive for the police as far as building your case. Everything has to be videoed, then you have to offer them a breath test, or we do now the no refusal weekends where we compel them to give a blood sample. We can do that if they're involved in a serious accident where someone may lose their life. We can get a warrant and take their blood.
On scene?
Actually, we take them to the hospital to have it done. What else?
So do people refuse the breathalyzer test and that's why you have to do the field test, or do the field test become before?
The
Actually,
the field test is before, and after they've been arrested, then you can offer them the breathalyzer test. They can refuse it or they can do it either way. But when she's saying the weekends where it's no refusal, like for 4th of July, New Year's, stuff like that, where they think a lot of people will be drinking, they have no refusal weekend. And what happens is, if we make an arrest and the person refuses to do the breathalyzer, then you can take them to a judge. Judge signs off on a warrant to take their blood. Then you take them to the hospital. They pretty much get their blood, and that's how you can find out how much alcohol they have in their system.
Okay. So the breathalyzer is used in your case, like when you put all the paperwork together?
Breathalyzer is just another piece of evidence for us, as is a blood draw. If we get a warrant, because you have to have a warrant for a blood draw because it's a seizure, for a breath test, you're submitting to it voluntarily. So if you say no on a breath test, but you are involved in a serious accident where the person may die, then we'll get the warrant and seize the blood. So all of it is part of the whole picture for the DWI. It's the driving, it's the contact, it's the field test that we do, whether we have a breath test or a blood test. It's an overall picture. It's not just one thing, but all of it together. Then that leads the people on the jury or a judge to say, okay, all of those things lead us to believe that that person was impaired while they were driving beyond the legal limit. Anything else? Well, I can't thank you guys enough. You've been a great class, and hopefully all of the 10th grade is going to benefit from this program.
Thank you.
Thank you.